Good afternoon. You're most welcome for our news at 1 here at Sararights TV, where we bring you the stories covering things that are going round us. We begin with the top headlines. Shots for Mission border rider in fertilizer truck crash. 2 Next Media staff killed after pickup drifts into their car on Entebbe Road. 55 independent MPs sign cooperation deal with NRM. Lastly, DR Congo River put under quarantine for Ebola after 5 deaths. I am Florence. Let's have the stories into details. Police and residents were on Thursday searching for a border rider who went missing after a Fuso truck transporting fertilizer overturned at Chanamira Corner in Chanamira Trading Center, Ndoa East County, Kabale District. Preliminary reports indicate that the truck knocked the motorcyclist before overturning, raising fears that the rider may have been trapped beneath the vehicle. However, by press time, the rider had not been found and authorities had not confirmed the circumstances surrounding the disappearance. Security personnel and residents covered at the scene as efforts continue to establish what had happened and locate the missing rider. Joshua Musinguzi, the LT5 councillor for Chanamira Sub-County, described Chanamira Corner as one of the Kabale district's most dangerous accident black spots, saying the area has recorded several serious crashes in recent months, and adds the measures are needed to improve road safety before more lives are lost. He appealed to the relevant authorities to introduce interventions such as speed control measures, improved road signage and other safety improvements to reduce accidents along the busy streets. The crash temporarily attracted large crowd as residents watched. Emergency responders assessed the scene and searched for the missing rider. The police had not released an official statement by publication time, and the cause of the crash had not yet been established. Authorities are expected to provide further details once investigations are complete and the search for the missing rider concludes. In another sad story, 2 Next Media staff members were killed and another injured early Friday after a Toyota Hilux allegedly lost control and crossed into the opposite lane before colliding head-on with the vehicle they were traveling in along Entebbe Road. The deceased have been identified as producer Bandruka Sire and content creator Isaac Ndamanje, while their colleague Brian Makona Semanda, a presenter with Shanyuka TV, was injured and is receiving treatment in the intensive care unit. The crash occurred at about 2 a.m. at Namulanda near Starbucks along Entebbe Road. According to traffic police spokesperson Michelle Kananura, the crash involved a Toyota Alex registration number US779DE carrying the Next Media staff and a Toyota Hilux registration number UAS976W. Police preliminary investigation indicates that the driver of Hilux was traveling from Entebbe towards Kampala when they allegedly lost control while approaching the Starbucks area. The Hilux is said to have drifted into the opposite lane, where it collided head-on with the oncoming Toyota Alex. Kazire and Ndamanje died at the scene, while Semanda sustained injuries and was rushed to the hospital for treatment. The exact circumstances and cause of the crash remain under investigation, said Kananura, whose statement does not name the driver of the Hilux pickup nor provide any information on their state. He said further details will be provided once investigations are concluded. The crash has triggered an outpouring of grief for colleagues, friends and associates of the deceased. Meanwhile, Bandru Kasire's family has announced that his burial will take place at 4 p.m. today, Friday, August 7 at Bunamwaya. May his soul rest in peace. Far from that, 55 independent members of parliament have signed a cooperation agreement with the ruling Nation Resident Movement, committing to work with the party's parliamentary caucus and support government positions on the floor of parliament. The agreement was signed on Thursday at Parliament in a ceremony witnessed by NRM leaders and members of the parliamentary caucus. Government of Chief Whip Dr. Ruth Asheng said the agreement allows the independent MPs to participate freely in caucus activities while committing them to support government businesses in Parliament. This agreement signed will see these independent MPs freely interact in the activities of the caucus in addition to supporting government position on the floor of Parliament, Asheng said. The signing was also witnessed by NRM Deputy Secretary General Rose Namayanja, who led the party secretariat team at the event. Asheng and Namayanja said the 55 MPs are among the independent legislators who have expressed interest in working with NRM, adding that discussions are ongoing with others. Namayanja also dismissed reports that the same group had already signed a cooperation agreement in May when they were presented at the NRM headquarters by former Speaker Anita Omong. Under the arrangement, the independent MPs will not be required to formally join the NRM. Instead, they will consult with the NRM Parliamentary Caucus and cooperate on government businesses in Parliament. The agreement therefore gives the ruling party a large pool of MPs with whom it can coordinate on legislation and other government businesses without requiring them to change their political status. The development is expected to strengthen the NRM's influence and coordination in Parliament as the government prepares to handle key legislative business. In international news, Congolese authorities are carrying out Ebola and cholera screening for all 255 passengers aboard a boat intercepted on the Congo River. The Yingveng 2, operated by a Chinese company, was halted near Bende ports, some 65 kilometers, 40 miles upstream from the capital, Kinshasa. Health Minister Rosa Kamba said screening was being carried out as a precautionary measures after a passenger with fever and diarrhea who had left the boat in Mongala province died in hospital. A further 2 adults, a 3-year-old child and a newborn, have also died. Teams from the Health Ministry and the World Health Organization have boarded the boat and set up a mobile lab to conduct tests. For now, no one has tested positive, and it is likely no one will be positive after 21 days of incubation has elapsed. The country has been grappling with its 17th Ebola outbreak since 15th May. It has been caused by the rare Budibuguyo species of the virus, which had not been seen for more than a decade. There are no drug treatments that specifically target Budibuguyo, nor does it have a vaccine, although the first human trials for one are currently underway in the UK. 3 months since the outbreak was declared, infections and deaths continue to rise. Official figures show that there have been 3,973 confirmed cases and 1,801 deaths, and second deadliest Ebola outbreak. There are currently more than 17,000 people under monitoring after coming into contact with Ebola cases. 674 patients in the isolation or treatment across 5 provinces and 776 recoveries according to the authorities. Lastly, still in the international news, migrants started to return to Morocco after thousands entered Spain's shelter on 30th July. Between 3,000 and 5,000 migrants remain in the Spanish territory of Ceuta following the arrival of many times that number of people last week. The North African enclave leaders has said. Juan Jesus Vivas told the European Parliament of his profound sorrow over the irreparable tragedy of 1,000 deaths that had occurred after roughly 78,000 migrants from neighboring Morocco arrived by sea in a matter of hours. The crisis has created tensions among a European nation who shared open borders and has sparked criticism of the Spanish government. Thousands of migrant children are thought to remain in shelter where they are being registered by the authorities. Juan Jesus Vivas accused the Spanish government of ignoring the warning signs before the mass influx of migrants. It is unclear exactly why tens of thousands of migrants attempted to cross into shelter on Thursday and Friday last week. The shelter crossing have also caused a diplomatic rift among European nations that share open borders as part of the Schengen area. Italy suspended its Schengen arrangement with Spain, backed by Finland and Denmark, while the Czech Republic called for Spanish membership to be temporarily suspended despite Sanchez's northern shelter was not part of the Schengen area. And that's all we have for you this afternoon. Before I conclude, let's have the recap of the top stories. Searching for missing border rider in fertilizer truck crash. 2 next media staff killed after pickup drifts into their car on Entebbe Road. 55 independent MPs sign cooperation deal with NRM. Democratic Republic of Congo River put under quarantine for Ebola after 5 days. That was all we have for you this afternoon. Thank you for being with Sararights TV. I am Florence.